Marshals announce recovery of dozens of missing children in Georgia. Awesome, awesome story. I'm Josh Bernstein filling in for Gary Francie and the Next News Network. Now, if you're new to the Next News Network, please make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you never miss a story. According to Alan Miller from 100% Fed Up Reports, the U.S. Marshal Service Missing Child Unit, in conjunction with the agency's Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and Georgia state and local agencies, led a 2-week operation in August in Atlanta and Macon, Georgia, to rescue endangered missing children. Operation Not Forgotten resulted in the rescue of 26 children, the safe location of 13 children, and the arrest of 9 criminal associates. Additionally, investigators cleared 26 arrest warrants and filed additional charges for alleged crimes related to sex trafficking, parental kidnapping, registered sex offender violations, drugs and weapon possession, and custodial interference. The 26 warrants cleared included 19 arrest warrants for a total of 9 individuals being arrested, some of whom had multiple warrants. Go ahead and roll this clip.
With them, possessions that would assist them in leaving are going to be tucked away or hidden or in another room. We can look to the remoteness of the location or the configuration of the living situation, and it may be a scenario where an actual threat never needed to be made. It was just the presence of a weapon that the child knew that were free to leave.
Rescue some kids who really need to be rescued. You're gonna give some kids who made some bad choices because they've been dealt bad, bad hand of cards.
I love it's all about
Well,
trying to get
let me stop right here. This source is from Next News Network. The only place where you're going to hear about what things are really happening, the truth, is from conservative news like Next News Network. And One American News is another great source of conservative news. Fox News is in the balance. They got people that are, how you call it, supporting the truth in Fox News, but then there are some that are just like, I think it's, I don't want to mention the name because I don't think I was going to say it right, but you know who they are. There's some rhinos there. So if you're gonna seek real news, conservative news, Next News Network or One American News, or Fox News with Laura Ingraham, Janine Pirro, Tucker Carlson, Hannity. There's some more. Just right now, I just can't remember all the names, but there's a lot more. But there's a few rotten apples there that are in watch. So let me go to the next one. You see what's happening. You see these crimes that are happening against our children. These are supported and financed by a terrorist organization, which still call themselves the Democrat Party. Funded by none other than George Soros, who should be in prison, plus the whole DNC, not only George Soros. It's like there was somebody there, I can't remember that we call the name, but he suggested that the Democrat Party should be banned, and it should be. No terrorist organization should run for office. None. There was a law in 1952, which suggested or was ruled and put in law that nobody, there were certain organizations or groups who supported terrorism, who shouldn't be taking office, one into office in a government position. You got them in the Islamic group, you got them in the communist group, and you got them in the far right, who now, there's a person from the far right who's supporting Joe Biden, so that gives you a lot to think about. Why? Because remember, during World War II, National Socialists were allied with the communists in Russia, who called themselves the National Republic, or the Republic Socialist, something like that. You can't remember the whole title of it. But the word socialism is included there. They were allied. They would defend each other. They were killed in the name of their precepts. So we shouldn't let them occupy office. These Democrats, they want to occupy your office, we'll give them an office in prison. That's where they should be. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's see if I can find the next one. Okay, I got one here. I was going to leave this one for last, but I'm going to put it on right now. It's great. Also from Next News Network.
Don Jr. dunks on liberal who tried to troll him on Twitter.
If you want to inform yourself, this is the
If you're new to our
the
channel,
source.
make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you never miss a story. According to Colin Rugg from Trending Politics Reports, Donald Trump Jr. absolutely roasted a liberal on Twitter, along with Hunter Biden, after the liberal Twitter user accused him of snorting cocaine before his speech at the RNC. Far-left talk show host Kyle Kulinski tweeted a picture of Kermit the Frog snorting cocaine, saying, "Trump Jr. backstage at the RNC 2020. Trump Jr. hit back with, "You must have me confused with Hunter Biden." Unlike Trump Jr., Hunter Biden has a history of drug use and drug abuse, and even apologized at one point to his father for the damage it may cause to his campaign. Biden, back in 2013, was discharged from the Navy after he tested positive for cocaine. Go ahead and roll this clip.
Vice President Joe Biden's son was discharged back from the Navy back in February after sources say he tested positive for cocaine. Hunter Biden has released a statement admitting that he is embarrassed by his actions and that he respects the Navy's decision, but he is not specifically addressing why he was discharged.
You know, here's a couple things on Hunter Biden. We know he's an absolute dirtbag. You know, he's got children with, multiple women. He just had the paternity test case. Of course, he's still entangled financially with China, maybe even still in Ukraine. You never know. But he's just a sleazeball. Remember when he was arrested and they found a crack pipe in his car? And here's another one that maybe folks don't know. He actually was on the board of Amtrak trains at one point. All because, he takes the train. That would be like you or me being on the board of, General Motors because, we drive cars. Talk about privilege. Hunter Biden hasn't had to work a day in his life. And
Okay.
God forbid he's anywhere close to this administration.
Let's go to the next one.
They were elected. Because we already
I don't want to put too much of it because they're going to accuse me of violating community standards of privacy, which is, they even said it, Next News Network, share this. So I don't think I'm violating any standards here. And if YouTube dares to ban me on another occasion, be careful, because this time I'm going to go after you. I'm going to go after you legally. I'm going to go to a law firm which can handle this case, because enough is enough of you trying to shut down the conservative view. And that's what YouTube is trying to do, together with Facebook and together with other Twitter, LinkedIn, who will not permit me to post news that comes out from jihadwatch.org. Why? Because it denounces the terrorism in Islam. That's why. So they're anti-Semitic, because they're permitting people who hates Israel to not be denounced. Okay, let me go to the next one here. There was the last one I want to put down here. Let me see if I can get it right here. Okay, this is another one. Why Juan Williams is not fired from the Next News Network? Well, I mean, from Fox News. Why? This guy is in favor of everything that's evil and against everything that should be correct and should be common sense. This is Juan Williams. I want to put down here so you can hear the reactions of fire him. This is from Next News Network also. That's why I said Next News Network, together with One American News and some of the panels of Fox News, or a lot of them, because it's almost all of them. There's just a few rotten apples. Let me put this video so you can hear what they have to say about Juan Williams.
Fire him now. Juan Williams' reaction to this RNC speaker should have him walking out the door in shame. I'm Josh Bernstein filling in for Gary Francie in the Next News Network. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you never miss a story. According to Trending Politics reports, Monday night at the Republican National Convention, a Cuban immigrant stepped up onto the stage and delivered what many characterized as a powerful and heartfelt speech about the blessings for the United States of America. Maximo Alvarez told the American people about his tears hitting his application to become an American citizen. He then said, quote, "I may be Cuban born, but I am 100% American." He also talked about Joe Biden and how his run for the presidency concerns him because it's all about gaining power rather than having a love for the country. Alvarez's speech at the RNC resonated with many viewers who for months have been calling out the pervasive leftist and socialist ideologies that seem to have grown stronger within the Democratic National Committee and the party itself. And while Dementia Joe is presented as some type of old-school moderate Democrat, he is anything but. Many fear that he is indeed a Trojan horse candidate for those ideas that have caused chaos in nations for months, this nation and many others around the world. Greg Gutfeld, co-host of The Five on Fox News,
Well,
called
I'm gonna stop it right
Alvarez's
here.
experience as the best attack on leftism he's seen. He went on to say,
Unless it's too long, plus I want to say a few words before I leave here. Remember, the state of Florida, don't forget to vote for Maria Elvira Salazar for Congress. She's another true patriot, just like Maximo, just like the person they just named, whose name is Maximo Alvarez. She's a true conservative, and she'll go to Congress and put a stop to these terrorists. So let's vote for her now in 2020. And another thing, if you're going to boycott, don't boycott Goya products. I suggest you buy them. They're great products. I buy them all the time. And plus, the creator of these products is another true conservative who loves this country and loves our freedom and loves our president. So, and another thing, Donald Trump, just like we did with Venezuela, let's freeze the accounts of the communists in Cuba and pass it on to somebody who loves this country and wants it free. I always suggest and I always support Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia, but in exile, the Cubans have has created a new political party which is called PDP, el Partido del Pueblo. If they suggest that, hey, I agree. As long as it is towards Gaining the freedom of Cuba, I'm with it. I'm with it. But I still support Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia for his bravery and for his determination to seek the freedom of his country from this terrible nightmare which is called communism. Like I always say, Donald Trump, I always pray for you and your family. I always pray that God protect you and God bless you always, always. The same with Mike Pence. God bless our country eternally. And I stand with God and Israel eternally. So I'll see you guys soon and have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.